your girl Nina coming at you guys with another video today. And today, I have a very special guest with me. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cynthia.
This is my friend Cynthia. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite people on the face of this earth. And I told y'all I'm gonna start having people on my Storytime Sundays. So y'all gotta keep your eyes open, because I might be hitting you up so that you can come tell your story. But she is going to be my first guest on this Storytime Sunday. And today she's gonna be talking about
how God came through for me during grad school.
Bet. So, Cynthia, take it away.
All right, so pretty much, I'm gonna try to keep this short, but I'm not trying to put God in a box. But pretty much, last year, over the summer, I decided to move to Albany to pursue a master's in social work. Now, when I decided to make this decision, I was not aware of everything that was gonna come with it. So I moved to Albany, I start my grad program, and everything is good. Until I ran into issues at my internship, and things actually got so bad that I was on the brink of getting kicked out. Now, getting kicked out of my internship was a huge deal, because that meant that I was out of the program, and I would have to look for another program, which I did not budget time for. So long story short, I started having issues at my internship, and my supervisor was contacting my field liaison at my university, and there were talks of possibly terminating me at that internship. And during that time, it was very stressful, because I had other things going on in my personal life that involved my family. I had one of my former students that had passed away recently. I was having issues at work. And so it was at a time where everything was seemingly falling apart, and I really did not understand like what was going on or what to do about it. And I'm generally a very confident person. Like, everybody who knows me, that I don't lack in confidence. But in a time where I'm in a new environment, where I don't know anyone, I don't have any friends, any connections, my confidence took a hit, especially with all these issues coming at me all at once. So during that time where I'm awaiting a meeting that could possibly mean the termination of my field placement, I was praying to the Lord. I started praying to God heavily. I started asking all my friends to pray. I started asking my church to pray, because at this point, I really didn't know what else to do. And so I thought, last resort, let me just give this whole thing to God, which really was a mistake on my end, because God should have never been my last resort. And this is something I don't know, child, but that was a whole word.
I really felt that in my heart.
A whole word. But oftentimes we do that when we're going through things. We call mom, we call dad, we call friend, we call boyfriend, girlfriend, and the last person we call is God. And he's usually the one, not even usually, but he's always the one that has the answer.
Yeah.
So during this time, I'm praying heavily. My anxiety was so high that I could not sleep, because I just saw my entire livelihood flashing before me. And I was praying to the Lord and praying to the Lord and praying to the Lord, and he really started to reveal some things to me about my move to Albany. And he really started to speak to me and remind me that I was over here trying to do these things without him. I was trying to get through grad school without him. I was trying to go to work and do all these seemingly ordinary things without him. And he had to remind me, you need me, tag me in. I've been waiting for you to tag me in. You've been going through a series of problems for months, and I've been waiting for you to tag me in, and you have not tagged me in. And now that you have, I'm gonna show you what you've been doing wrong. And so when I finally tagged the Lord in, literally, I remember this so vividly. I remember before even I was aware of my possible termination, when that whole process was going on, I was talking to my cousin about how I was having such a hard time at my internship. But even though I felt like it was a toxic environment, I just felt the Lord tell me so vividly, you're gonna finish. And not only are you gonna finish, but it's not even gonna be that bad when you get through it. And I remember telling my cousin that in the car. And all this is during the process of when they're talking about my termination, but I'm not made aware of it yet. So a few days, I've been praying up until my meeting, and the Lord was telling me what I was gonna say at my meeting. He literally was talking to me. He was like, okay, this is what you're gonna say, this is what you're gonna say, and this is what you're gonna say. And from that moment, I started to feel a peace and a confidence, like, yes, I will get through this. And so the morning of my meeting, I walk in there, and I'm just like, I know God is with me. I felt like Daniel walking into the lion's den, but I just felt like the Lord already had this in the bag.
Yes.
And so I'm sitting there with a serious face on. I got my mean mug on, but they don't even know I'm about to just drop knowledge that God already told me what to say. And literally, I said what the Lord told me to say. I said what the Lord had revealed to me to say, and the meeting went well. The atmosphere had changed even from before the meeting. Like, everybody was so nice, everyone was so gentle. And a few months later, I remember my supervisor came up to me, and she was like, Synthia, I was so worried you were gonna say all the wrong things during that meeting because I was looking at your face. But let me tell you, you don't even understand how much what you said saved you. Like, that played a huge role in you staying here and finishing out this internship.
So good.
And even the supervisor that didn't want me there, she came up to me a few weeks after that, and she was telling me, I'm really glad things worked out. So long story short, I ended my internship a couple weeks ago, and all the supervisors that wanted to fire me were all of a sudden like,
come back.
Yeah, they were just like, if you need a letter of recommendation, if you need anything, please let us know. They were so happy to have me stay. It was just ridiculous how God had turned that around, and it really made me reflect. Like, I tried to do this without God because I thought it was manageable. And it really caused me to reflect on everything else I was trying to do without God. Were there any relationships that I was trying to do without God? Were there any jobs that I was applying to and I wasn't letting Him in on the process? And so that was really huge for me. I know it sounds like such a mundane thing, but it was so big for me because I literally saw my livelihood like flash before my eyes. And the Lord was speaking to me during that time, and He was telling me, you will finish this. I didn't open all these doors for you just to, just get kicked out of an internship. And I believed God for that. And so that's one of the many ways the Lord came through for me during that year, just moving out there. And I literally only have my sister and my brother-in-law, and the Lord just showed me that He was with me during that time. And I'm like, I can't even believe it. The semester ended, and I'm reflecting back like, wow, that was crazy. That was wild.
So any encouragement for anybody who might be going through like a similar situation?
Yes. If you're going through a similar situation, please don't think God has forgotten about you. I think sometimes we only try to reach God for big things, and He wants to be included in everything. Small things, little things, medium things, mediocre things. Like, He wants to be included in everything. So it doesn't matter what it is you're doing. Make sure that you're including God in. Make sure you're tagging Him in. And also too, don't feel weak for reaching out, because we all need help. We all need help. And there's a reason God created us to live and thrive in community. We're not supposed to be an island. And that's what I was trying to be by myself. I was trying to do everything myself. I wouldn't talk to anyone about my grief or if I was having a hard time. And the Lord really was just like, Synthia, don't try to do this by yourself. I know that you have, I think a lot of times we have a certain title already, or something was already put on us, and we try to live up to that. And so for me, it's always been like, you're so strong, you're so independent,
strong, independent Black woman,
right? You're so you are so confident. And I think I was trying to live up to that. And I was like, well, I gotta keep that. I can't let anybody know I'm struggling. I can't let anybody know I'm lonely. I can't let anybody know that it's hard out here in these streets. But God was just like, at the end of the day, you need to let people know how you're doing, because if somebody else can look at you and go, Cynthia's feeling like this, then that gives them freedom to want to open up about what they're going through.
That's so real.
So,
well, Synthia, thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
And this is the first of many stories that you guys are going to be hearing. Maybe we'll hear from Synthia again, because guys, God, he's just so faithful, and he's up to something in every single one of our lives. And there's so many just stories and testimonies of how God came through and the different ways we've just experienced God. So once again, Synthia, thank you for taking the time to be in this video today and share your story with the people. If you guys want to follow her on Instagram, it's private, I think. Is it private?
It is private,
Yo,
but I'll make it public for you guys.
I don't know if y'all want to follow her on Instagram. I'm gonna put her, what is it, at synthm underscore?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it up. I gotta put it up because
okay,
y'all ain't gonna remember. But anyways, if y'all want to follow her, y'all can definitely do that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this encouraged you. Please let me know, guys. I always say this in the comments. Let me know if this encouraged you. Let me know if you're interested in sharing your story. Let me know what's really good, what's going on in your head, and where you're at, or how this has helped you. But until next time, y'all, I will see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and share. Oh yeah, that's a big one. I always say that, guys. Share this story with somebody you know who needs it, who might be going through a difficult season where, you know, maybe they're struggling with just trying to figure everything out, and really what they need to do is surrender to God. Like, if you know somebody who needs to surrender to God, their situation where they are to God, like, send this to them, because they gonna need it. But yes, until next time, y'all. You know what I do? Until next time, peace.